We're both excited here today to talk about Data Cloud One and how you can leverage Data Cloud One to master your multi-org architecture strategy. Before we get started, I'm sure you've seen the slide many times. We're going to be talking about future-facing features and capabilities, so please make sure to make your purchasing decisions on generally available features today. Quick intros. My name is Gonzalo Gambino. I'm a product manager here at Salesforce, and I'm joined by Kunal, who's also a product manager here at Salesforce. And we've been working together on Data Cloud One over the last 2 years. So we're very excited to talk to you about that. Before we get into Data Cloud One, quick refresher on Data Cloud. How many folks here are already actively using Data Cloud or have started to play around with Data Cloud at all? See a couple raise hands? OK. Hopefully by next TDX, we see all raise hands across the board. So for those who don't know what Data Cloud is, right? Data Cloud is our hyperscale data engine right within Salesforce. It allows you to do 3 key things. One, that it lets you unlock all of your trapped data across your entire enterprise. Not just what's within Salesforce, right? But across different data lakes, external systems, your websites. You can bring all that in and create that single source of truth and unified profile and all those rich insights. Now, why is that so important? Because now you can activate that across every touch point and deliver those rich 360 experiences across sales, service, marketing, commerce. And again, we know data, especially now this day and age, is hugely important. What do you think for? Agentforce, to power agents, you need that trusted contextual data. Data Cloud lets you bring all that in. Now, here's an image of our Agentforce platform. I think the key takeaway I want to call out here is you see Data Cloud is right in the middle of it. Data Cloud is deeply unified and integrated into our core platform and is a key piece moving forward as you think of our next generation of applications that are going to be running on high-scale data. So these are all the next-gen applications on the customer 360 layer, and again, powering all the agents for Agentforce. So this is why it's really important to start thinking about your Data Cloud strategy, because Data Cloud now is part of our platform. So it's very important for you to start thinking of that so you can properly implement Data Cloud with your customers. Now, we also know that many customers deal with multiple orgs. Can I get a raise of hands here? How many folks are either currently working or have worked with a multi-org architecture? All right. Now, for those who haven't, right, many folks can have just one single org, but there are many use cases. In fact, we have over 19,000 customers that have multiple orgs, right? And these could be split off by brand, by region, department, also through mergers and acquisitions, right? You might have a company that has their own Salesforce instance, and that comes in. I see some saws in the crowd. I'm sure people have to deal with that. And so that is the reality of where we stand. Now, anybody who's tried to implement multi-org architecture and kind of make sure that metadata and data is synced across knows how complex this is. Well, with a single data cloud, those challenges are also, right? When you bring in, when you have your data cloud in one org and you have all those insights, you want to make sure you're sharing them across all your orgs. Well, today, without Data Cloud One, that is very challenging. It's very time-consuming, takes up a lot of resources. It's very complex. You have to do custom integration and APIs. Again, anybody who's done multi-org implementations probably knows what I'm talking about. This is why we're so excited that we've launched Data Cloud One. This has been a great partnership within Data Cloud and platform teams. So Data Cloud One is really our solution to this multi-org architecture problem, right? It really lets you, it makes it really simple to have all the rich insights and data that you've brought into Data Cloud and share it across your whole multi-org, all your multiple orgs in your space. Not only that, but we've created a point-and-click experience, right? Where the key concept here is you're going to have one org that we call your home org. This is where you have Data Cloud. This is where you're bringing all your data in. And then you can link up what we call your line of business or different companion orgs. And with that, once you've hooked it up with point-and-click via Data Cloud One, on the back end, we are automatically doing metadata sync. So all the metadata is being shared across the board, and now that's available in all your companion orgs, and we're virtualizing the data from Data Cloud. So again, all that data from Data Cloud is now available across all your orgs. Why is this important, right? That data is available there, and we talked about all these next-gen applications that are going to be working on Data Cloud and all the agents as well. Now they're working off of the same data across all the different organizations. Not only that, now that that data is available across the board, it's really available to all your end users, and that opens up a bunch of different use cases. So let's walk through a specific use case here. I think this will hopefully help you understand a bit more. So let's take an example in the financial industry space, right? This might be a large financial institution, and they might have 3 different orgs. One for wealth management, one for retail banking, and one for insurance company, right? And they're using Data Cloud today, as you can see there, right? They're connecting all their Salesforce orgs. They can also bring data from externally, and they're creating that single source of truth, that unified profile. But today, without Data Cloud 1, the wealth management and the insurance company orgs don't have access to those Data Cloud insights. So let's take a look. We have Sally here, who's a sales leader, and she's looking to enrich her leads so that she can go after folks who would be interested in insurance. Well, like we said, without Data Cloud 1, what would this look like? She would need to reach out to the admin of the retail banking org where Data Cloud sits, work with them to make sure that she gets her own calculated insights created, and then figure out a way via custom integration to make sure that that metadata and that data is ported back to our whole org. Now, that is a very time-consuming process, and can take anywhere up to 2 weeks and sometimes even longer, as you have to work with multiple stakeholders. Now, the difference is with Data Cloud 1 implemented, and once you have that configured, right, that metadata and that data is already available to her in her org. So she can just go ahead herself, create that custom calculated insight, and add that information to the lead she's chasing, and she knows who exactly to go to. What's something that took 2 weeks, now she can get that information in under 10 minutes. That's extremely valuable. So that is just one use case there that we're showing, but Data Cloud 1, by really enabling this multi-org architecture, really opens up a variety of different use cases. We just talked about creating that customer 360 view and making it available across all your orgs. Another good example there is enabling cross-selling. So if we go back to the previous example, right, the retail bank, let's say they have somebody who just finished a mortgage loan application, right? They're getting ready to buy a house. Well, guess what? They probably also need insurance. So with Data Cloud 1 and having everything connected, you can have a trigger to either create a new opportunity or send an email as soon as that loan is closed, providing that customer with an offer for insurance for that mortgage that they're for that property that they just got. Another very big important use case that we're seeing is, especially with Agentforce rolling out everywhere, is the ability to do grounded prompts. Now, Data Cloud, with its ability to handle unstructured data, it's hugely important that we use that, again, to kind of for our grounded prompts. So with Data Cloud 1, all that data, again, is available across, and you can use it to enrich all those grounded prompts, so you can do retrieval augmented generation and power those agents across the board. So these are just some of the use cases, right? All the features that are built on top of Data Cloud with Data Cloud 1 are now available across all your orgs that are part of your Data Cloud 1 graph. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Kunal, who's going to show you this in an actual demo.
Perfect. Thank you, Gonzalo. So let's walk through the same use case that Gonzalo was talking about, in which there was a home org where we were ingesting all your data, as well as there were a couple of companion orgs where you would like to see the same data and start accessing it. So over here, we have a home org. This is where your Data Cloud is currently provisioned. This is the Data Cloud application. This is where you have brought in your structured, unstructured data and created a data model. You may have one or more data spaces. So we have multiple data spaces in this home org, and you have this data model. Now, within this organization, I can now go to, I can go to Data Cloud Setup. This is where now there is a new option of a Salesforce integration called Data Cloud 1. I go to Data Cloud 1. The internet is slow. This is where you can create more connections. You can also view your home org details, which region is your currently home org provision in, because region is something important when you are creating these companion connections to other orgs, especially if you have any data residency requirements. You can see existing connections that I have established. And for demo, let's create a new companion connection as well. So you will have to enter your credentials for the system admin of the other org that you're trying to connect to. Once you have entered the credentials, It will give you a brief overview of what is the exact metadata of that particular org. And based on that, you can decide what connection name do I want to give it to, and then select one or more data spaces to connect to. Sorry, the internet is very slow here. So this is where I can see which is the org that I have just logged in, along with the instance information associated with it. I will have to give it a unique connection name. So let's just say go with test for now. Next step would be to select one or more data spaces that I would like to share with this particular org. You can select whatever you want to. Let's just go with Amer and default. And with that, once I press this connect, the connection is made, and the metadata for the data spaces gets synced. The day zero connection takes a while to connect based on the amount of metadata that you have in that particular org, depending, can go from 0 to 15 minutes. But once that metadata is synced, your companion connection is created. It will show up in this list of connections over here, just like we have over here. And you can drill down into the connection details for that as well. You can see the connection status, the metadata sync status, which is continuously happening. So anytime you create new data model objects or new calculated insights, anything in that data space in the home org, it will automatically get synced to your companion orgs as well for the data spaces that you have shared. You can share and share additional data spaces at a later point as well. With that, I'll switch over to the companion org. Now this is my companion org, a completely different org altogether, which is my Sales Cloud today. I can go to setup over here as well and review my data cloud connection details. And this is the view on the admin side of your companion org, where you can see the same view and monitor your data cloud connection details at any given point of time. You can also now go to data cloud application, which is now available in this org too. So this is called Data Cloud 1 application. This is a subset of features that are available from your home org to the companion orgs. Given the administrative control of your data cloud still remains with the home org, companion orgs have access to all the features where you can start acting on that data and start analyzing that data, which is now created in your home org. So I have the data model view over here as well. I can go to Data Explorer. Sorry. I can select one of the data spaces that I have access to. And similar to your home org, you can view that data in your companion orgs also. Now, behind the scenes, we have not moved your data anywhere. The data is still sitting in your home org. With one data cloud, multiple of your orgs have access to your data cloud use cases. You can go to reports. You can build new reports on metadata in your companion orgs also, just like how a home org would interact with your data in with data cloud. So I have created a report over here on web engagement data, which is just checking off how many engagement data do I have per unified individual ID. Similarly, I can create flows in companion orgs also. And over here, I have a flow, which is just checking on the loyalty status of my users, which have been unified in my home org. And I have updating the status of local records based on that. Anytime a status changes in the home org, I'm updating the status for them in my local org as well. So this kind of flows can really unlock cross-sell, upsell opportunities, where you can monitor your global opportunities and how your sales cycles are operating and going from one stage to another, and create cross-sell, upsell opportunities for products that are related across different orgs. Similarly, you can also create prompts also on this. Given the metadata of the objects is available on these companion orgs as well, you can ground your AI on data cloud objects in a multi-org architecture as well. This way, you're not creating the single source of truth and bringing the structured, unstructured data multiple times in data cloud in each of your orgs. Rather, you're doing it just once, and you are able to use that across all your orgs. Going back to the slides, let's just understand how the overall architecture is working behind this also. So we have on the left-hand side a data cloud home org, where the data cloud is currently provisioned. This is what we call the home org. And you notice over there, there's a data lake that gets provisioned over there as well. That's the infrastructure layer of Data Cloud where we store all the data. Customers in the home org can bring all the structured, unstructured data into this particular org. They can organize and partition that data using data spaces. So if you, for example, want to separate out your employee as well as your customer data separately, you can separate that out using data spaces. Now, the home org decides which of these data spaces I want to share with these companion orgs, just like how we saw it in the demo. You can share that out. And once that is done, the metadata only gets synced for those data spaces to the companion orgs. Once that is done, all the things that you can do in your home org for analyze and activate are now available on your companion orgs as well. So you can view calculated insights, segmentation, you can create new flows using automation, you can ground your AI, as well as you can do perform enrichments using related list and copy field enrichment. You can enrich your local records as well. So now what is on the roadmap? So with Q1, in Q1 of this year, we are releasing a bunch of new features as well. We'll be going forward syncing retrievers, search indexes to all the Einstein Studio models as well to power your Agentforce journeys in companion orgs. At the same time, you'll be able to see calculated insights, segmentation, semantic model tabs in companion orgs also. So going forward, our vision is we want to make sure that everything which is there in the analyze and activate bucket of Data Cloud features is readily available for you in companion orgs as well. In Q2, for the same vision, we will also make sure that you can start creating new calculated insights, new segments in companion orgs. So your marketers, your analysts don't have to be in the home org. Your home org is only responsible for ingesting new data and modeling the data model for your entire enterprise. And all your lines of business users can start actively using it in their own orgs without having to go through a multi-org architecture problem. At the same time, in Q1, we will make sure that through Digital Wallet, you can monitor your consumption of your home org versus companion orgs in a filtered view as well. So going forward, you can make sure in a home org, you can see how many credits got consumed from your home org one versus companion orgs as well. And we will make sure all the Agentforce features that are currently out there are supported in companion orgs. So overall, the vision is making sure your organizations can select a home org in one place and then make sure that all your companion orgs can start using it. With that, I'll want to walk you through a use case of our own customer Zero of how they are using Agentforce as well as Data Cloud One to power and create customer value across the board. So this is one of the agents that went live, I think, in December, where help.salesforce.com going forward has a chatbot that you can just go and ask questions, and an agent will give you contextualized answers based on all the help articles that are published out there. So when we started on this journey, obviously we had a lot of data sources as well. Not only that, Salesforce itself has a lot of Salesforce orgs to begin with. We have 7 Salesforce orgs that are powering different business units of our company itself. So we have a lot of data sources. The challenge was, how do we bring all of that together, bring structured, unstructured information together, and then give all our different business units access to it to start building agents for their own use cases. So keeping customer success in the center of it, our customer success team had few data sources that they identified. They brought in all those data sources from multiple Salesforce orgs, as well as external sources into a data cloud, and then use different channels to start activating on it. Through that, we created many external and internal experiences, and the help.salesforce.com Agentforce agent is one of the experiences from all the things that we did out of it. Now, with that, I wanted to walk you through how Data Cloud One powered that entire architecture. First and foremost, our team selected one of our existing orgs to become a home org and use that as the home org for our entire enterprise architecture. So we made sure we don't create additional data clouds in our sales and customer success orgs. Instead, we used these orgs to become companion orgs. And we shared one or more data spaces from our home org to companion org based on our data governance rules. So this was our entire architecture that we created, which is in fact powering our company right now, and the agents that we are giving out to you build on top of it. Now, with that, we come to the end of our session, and I wanted to recap some of the key takeaways over here. First and foremost, we really, really recommend to all our customers to develop a data cloud strategy going forward. Like it or not, every org will need a data cloud, because sales, service, marketing, all our applications are building features that are directly dependent on data cloud. So you want that org to be connected to a data cloud. One way is that you create multiple data clouds in each of your orgs, or the other way is that you adopt this strategy upfront and make sure that nobody ends up creating multiple data silos within your organization. So form a data center of excellence. Make sure that there is alignment across the company as well as with leadership back in for this in order to adopt this. And we have some additional resources over here also. So if you scan the QR code, there are a lot of additional resources related to Data Cloud One that are available over here for you too. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.